This episode of Shadiversity is brought to you by one of my all-time favourite sponsors, World Anvil. Now, why do I love World Anvil so much? Well, it's that geeky, nerdy fantasy side of me, because World Anvil is just this phenomenal platform for if you're a writer or you're a world builder of any type. So that is for, fantasy writing, but also Dungeons & Dragons role-playing games. And not only that, even some of my own viewers who use World Anvil after my recommendation have reached out and let me know they actually use it for their historical study projects, keeping track of timelines, events, and important characters. It is that useful of a platform. It essentially enables you to create your own wiki, where you can link everything together, and it's so easy to look up stuff. I know for myself, when I make my world-building documents my own writing, it's really hard to look up specific details. All right, what was the name of that town and what was important about it? And then I gotta go through the entire document. With World Anvil, you can just simply link it. Here are the important places. Link, bang, you got the information. It features interactive maps, timelines, and articles which you can link and share with anyone you want to, like your specific role-playing group. Well, this is the information I want my players to know about the world that they're role-playing in, but this other information I want to keep for myself, but enables them to be able to look up when they need to, which just enhances role-playing overall. There are over 25 custom templates to help you get started, with inbuilt prompts to inspire greater creativity. And what's doubly awesome about this, all the features I've just mentioned come absolutely free. Guild membership offers a host of additional features such as privacy options, co-authors, and advanced presentation options, with a whole lot more. So a big thank you to World Anvil for sponsoring this episode. It is absolutely a platform that is worth checking out. There's a link in the description below.
Shadiversity.
So I've just brought up, the most popular trailer right here, and we'll have a go. Ah! Greetings, I'm Shad, and yes, interesting camera angle here because in this video, I'm going to be reviewing another trailer, and that being the recently released Netflix trailer. It's made by Netflix, but it's not a trailer for Netflix. The Witcher series, made by Netflix, okay? Now, I'm quite invested and interested in this series, so much so that I even did a Crimes Against Medieval Realism video on the pictures, the teaser pictures that were released. It's on this channel already, so if you're interested in my in-depth thoughts on Geralt's armor and swords and stuff, check out that video. It's useful I did it because that means I don't need to retread certain elements and I can kind of dive into the meat of the trailer right now. Okay, so that's what we're going to get into. I'll be looking at the historical authenticity, but not necessarily saying it has to be exactly historically accurate. I understand this is fantasy, but we at least want it realistic. We at least want it believable, okay, functional and stuff. And also we want a good adaptation. The Witcher is a beloved series, not just from the book series, but the video games as well. So we're going to get into it. Let's check this out.
I remember hearing stories about witches.
It's a very large sconce he's using there. Oh, it's a torch. It's not really on a sconce. Sorry, I'll be technically correct here. But it's certainly big enough to use as a weapon. It's like a fancy mace, but it's not really. It's a torch. It's a bracketed, iron bracketed torch. Sword on the back. I already addressed that in my other video. Okay. He looks pretty cool. Okay, gotta give him credit. Like right there, the angle. Okay, he is Geralt for me.
Is it true what they say?
Elves.
They have elves. Oh, I know elves are in the Witcher series.
The original source.
Okay, interesting. Very foresty. And just on a note, when I was saying I'm on board with the adaptation, that was just with the scene we saw there, the face, the look, and everything. Doesn't mean I'm on board with all the adaptation stuff. If there's a divergence so great that it actually is a worse quality, okay, it's worse than the original, then I rightly go, nah, not happy. Not happy. Like the Nilfgaardian armor. We'll see if that appears in this trailer.
Sorcerers of the continent.
All right, Ciri. We don't see much apart from her cloak. On that note of cloaks, a whole video on cloaks more recently uploaded. There are so many things to address because if I'm trying to look at this for every single medieval thing, it'll take too long to give all the information just on cloaks from one scene. So when something comes up that I've already addressed in another video, to save time, I'll just say, go check out that video. Hang on, they don't have pointy ears. Are these elves? Maybe I got that completely wrong. Well, I'm going back. Didn't they say elves when they'll... we'll find out again.
Elves are the original sorcerers of the continent.
Elves are the original sorcerers of the continent. Do these elves not have pointy ears? Maybe that's not an... I don't know.
When humans and monsters arrived, Elves.
You know, I have some suspicions about the size of his sword. Not that sword. Dirty people.
Taught the humans how to turn chaos into magic.
That outfit. Okay, wait, all right. So, I was coming into this being open-minded. Like, I don't mind anachronisms in fantasy. I understand that if they want some armor that's like from the 12th century and some armor from the 15th century, if it's still medieval, all right, mesh them together in fantasy. If you can logically justify it, it's okay. But then there are some that are just probably even too far. And looking at this here, that looks like something from the 1800s. Like, that's not a medieval outfit we're seeing right there. Like, not from my understanding. Maybe it's the sleeves, the high collar. Like, this looks very much almost, maybe also where the bust line is. Gosh, not even, it's past Regency almost. Regency period is like the very early 1800s. We're talking about Jane Austen there. I know Pride and Prejudice. I'm cultured. But, yeah, that outfit is like... But look, this is fantasy, but if it's supposed to be medieval fantasy, seeing something like that is a bit jarring for me. It's in the past, so we can all just throw it together. Ooh. Check out this armor. Now, I can see the helmet is a much later period than perhaps some of the other, but the embossing, any detail, I might have to double check the helmet. But just look at the breastplate, the fancy embossed detail on it and things. That is awesome. Like, huge thumbs up. And look at what he's using a halberd. Like, no, is that a poleaxe? I think it's a poleaxe, depends. If it's a spike on the back, no, it's moving too much. Okay, if there's a spike on the back, it's a halberd. If it's a hammer on the back, it's a poleaxe. But still, polearms. Love seeing that. I mean, this is what I was hoping to kind of see in the Witcher adaptation. Some really authentic medieval things. Now, having said, when I said this is supposed to be medieval, there are some, like, I expect it's going to cross over into the Renaissance a bit, like what we're seeing in the background. That looks like, well, no, that still is a medieval cathedral kind of thing, as to if it's depicting a castle or a cathedral, fantasy, right? But, okay, no, I'm still on board with the setting. I was going to say it might fall into Renaissance more, the architectural thing in the background, but no, that can pass for medieval. And the armor. Oh, I love it. Okay. Ooh, okay. Oh. Probably not the best frame to pause on. Something rather intrusive seems to be happening to this woman. Moving on.
The humans slow.
Clothing, I wonder if they get, like, see this, obviously they'll puff your sleeves in the medieval period, but this kind of puff where it's up, not kind of out, and it's not like rounded, it's just kind of an up puff. It strikes me as very late, like 1800s-y kind of thing, not medieval. Side buttons, are those metal buttons or cloth buttons? If they're cloth buttons, that's a historical detail for the medieval period right there. Was that Yennefer? Probably it was just a really bad angle. I'll move him back. That's a meme. That's a meme right there. Someone do it. Do it. You know you want to. Okay. It's not the best angle for it. Purple eyes. I think that is Yennefer. What I was saying about, how much of a divergence do you want from the adaptation, stuff like that. Wow, she doesn't feel like Yennefer. Like, if Yennefer is supposed to be, Polish origin, like really solely European and stuff. And it's just being true to the character. It's not this whole, like, race stuff, okay? It's not only true to the character, but the just geographical location this series is based in. I mean, yeah.
Chaos.
Ooh. I approached this scene with intrigue, and then on closer detail, bit of disappointment. It looks sci-fi. It doesn't look medieval or even medieval fantasy. Like, the really hard edges we see here. Oh, the tower, you might be able to get away with it, but that thing on the edge, gosh. And if I was being particularly nitpicky, I would say the rope bridge. Like, could a rope bridge even span that long? The reason why I'm questioning this is there's going to come a point just under the laws of physics where the weight of the bridge becomes too heavy for the ropes to be able to hold it up, and it will snap under its own weight, let alone supporting the weight of anybody, and that is uniquely long for a rope bridge. And it looks like a rope bridge. I wonder if it's chain, but chain has that limitation as well. And that's a long distance. Super nitpicky, but that's why we're here, isn't it?
Is the most dangerous thing in this world.
Close-up shot of Ciri. She looks 12. Is she supposed to be that young? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Like, I know there's young versions of Ciri, and then there's like Witcher Ciri, and like, what is she supposed to be here? If it's early on, I could understand that she's meant to be younger. Her eyes really jump out at you. Like, okay, yep, good.
But without control, chaos will kill you.
It's powerful, but okay. Interesting. Yeah, so look, we see a bloodbath. It's a bloodbath scene. And what is intriguing about this scene is look at the splays of blood. They're in very distinct lines, as if some type of energy exploded people. Quite literally exploded people. They're in pieces. Can you see it? Can you see it? What's wrong with this picture? It's on the cart. What's wrong with on wheels? Solid hunk wood wheels. Like spokes. Spokes are fine. Spokes are good. Okay. Let's have spokes on wagons, people. Ooh, okay. What type of chain was that? It's a weapony chain. All what you're doing is it's just looks like a weight on the end of a chain. It's very kung fu-y, but look, fantasy. So, all right, I'm willing to fly with it. We'll go with it. Well, you know, I try to be cool, but I'm really not. Trees. Historically inaccurate. Moving on.
That's all life is to you. Monsters and money.
Some more witchery, yeah, armor, like, nothing special here.
It's all.
Dang! Henry Cavill. He is jacked. Like, look, I think that's actually brilliant because you want your heroes in fantasy to have that kind of comic book heroic physique. Like, just look how buff this guy is. He could play Superman if he wanted to.
All it needs to be.
Something out there waits.
It's funny, there's a lot of just kind of shots. Here is Geralt making, you know, smoky, steely kind of looks like, Geralt is standing, and he turns towards the camera. Or he turns and looks at something. It's epic, okay? It builds suspense. It's like Witcher looking at things.
Sweet.
All right, okay, yeah, big haul kind of thing. Armor. I like it. Good. All right, this is kind of what we want. This is the Witcher. This is the Witcher we want right here. Let's do some medieval authenticity, some epic kind of sweeping shots and everything. Because The Witcher, especially the game adaptation, but even the books, there's a lot of kind of, you know, it's supposed to be based on, you know, the heritage of the author's, you know, where he grew up, isn't it? Like in Poland and stuff. And so that's why it's so tied to medieval culture, history and stuff. And that's what we want to see as well. Okay, Ciri again. Those eyes. Gosh. She's staring into your soul.
Child will be extraordinary.
Yennefer.
Yeah.
Imagine the most powerful woman in the world.
Purple eyes means she's magical. I know these things.
Do you have what it takes?
Hashtag not my Yennefer. Oh, I'm going to be called a racist now. Bloody hell. Look, there are some times when changing the race of a character works really well, perfectly appropriate. I think one of the best examples of this is the original, even though the movie isn't that good, the original movie adaptation of Daredevil, all right? They wanted the Kingpin, and they chose that just huge guy. Was it Michael Dorn? Real loved him as actor. Rest in peace. I know he's passed away. Michael Clark Duncan. I was way off. Michael Dorn. Look, my apologies, okay? But man, like, the reason why, you know, I was watching some special features about that, and the reason why they went with Michael Clark Duncan is because he represented the physicality and size that the Kingpin has in the comics, and he was a far more, like, in terms of all the actors that are available, this actor right here could convey that the best. And even though he had different color skin, it didn't matter. And because of that, to me, it actually felt like a very true kind of adaptation on that character. And so there are many instances when changing the race, yeah, good. But I feel there are also instances when it doesn't work. And I think the Yennefer one right here doesn't work. That's an interest. Clearly you knew what was going on right there, and then just the breathing fire at a significant point in the exchange like that. Interesting kind of imagery that they're trying to convey with that scene. And then an army running down a mountain. Oh, look, if they're trying to do a Highlandic charge, fine. But generally, you're just going to get knackered running down when you're trying to, fight with another opponent. But they do it because cinematic epicness. They're all fighting. But in reality, when armies were approaching each other to fight, they would be marching. They wouldn't be charging, running. In most, exceptions, yes, I know there are. Highlandic charge, I referenced one right there. But, okay, not the norm. Yes, the dreaded Nilfgaard. Gosh, it just looks horrible. I heard something recently and I hope this isn't true, but so it's a rumor. I'm not saying it is accurate, but if it is, my goodness, that they actually purposefully intended for the Nilfgaards to look like a certain part of the male anatomy, to literally look like penis heads. Replace that with the obvious, word. Bloody idiots! It looks so crap. What type of weapon is he using? It looks like, okay, it's a type of axe, essentially, but the spike on the back is pretty big. Piece of my soul dies every time I see this crap, and we framed back to a much clearer shot, and look at the helmet, okay? Look at the helmet and tell me that is not a bloody schlong, flippin' heck. Siri again. Is this more Nilfgaard? Well, yeah, you can see the helmets. Hang on, there's some interesting things happening here. First of all, I want to go right back. Interesting crossguard on this sword here. Look, there's nothing wrong with it. Just stood out to me. It's like, okay, yeah. So let's see what's going on here. Siri, I'm assuming doing some powery stuff. Frame by frame, you can kind of see some of the wires on these people where their clothing is getting pulled back in the wire stuff. But of course, you wouldn't really see it just, watching it normally, which I'll just play it.
You can't outrun.
Oh, all right, that looks cool, Does Siri have magic? Or is this someone else? But we got to see some people in the armor and stuff. Boom. All right, this is a cool scene.
Can't outrun destiny just because you're terrified of it. It's coming.
Fight Guild of Review.
Ooh, okay. This is where it gets serious. Look how broad this guy's shoulders are. So, okay, yeah, that's his standard sword, and swinging it up. All right, we're gonna break this down. Let's see if because look, it's obviously not going to be full. We're not going to see a whole fight scene stuff. But we might see enough. We saw nothing. We saw him going to strike, and then that's it. But all right. So, sorry, I'm going to be overly nitpicky about the background here. Wooden shingles, that's okay. Some wooden frames, stone. Obviously, the stone is fake, but it's passable enough, especially on just it being in the background of a show. That's fine. He's underhanded the sword though, so what is this thing? Oh, he starts with it reversed gripped. Come off it! He's holding it normally there, and then it cuts, and I guess we're not seeing the sword, right? But then, bang! Holding it under. Don't do this to me! it's fantasy crap, okay? Look, you could fight with it, but it's so limiting. I like the fighting effectiveness, the ceiling in how effective a fighter you can be by holding a sword on the reverse grip like this is so limiting. Like, no competent swordsman really do this because of the disadvantages it gives you. Scarlegrim has done videos exploring the whole back, underarmed bullcrap thing. And look at how this guy doesn't know. That is like baseball bat. He's going up to, you know, the plate right there. Because anyone who has any, even some of the most basic understanding of effective swordsmanship would never go in to strike someone just like full. He's basically writing an open letter to Geralt saying, this is how I'm going to attack you. Feel free to counter me in any obvious way you want. With how this guy is lining up his shot like this. Like, holy crap! And he even winds it back further. Geralt lifts his arm, but then he blocks. So he's kind of going, he's doing this. He's like lift and then block, lift and block. But hang on, the sword is facing down. Is he holding it like that? But he's still reversing it and then just underarm strike. And like the guy, his sword is off to the side and is just saying, kill me, basically.
I can't do this without you.
Whoa, okay. Pausing this frame by frame, you certainly notice some things that fly under the radar and stuff like that. There's a bit more skin in the background with this shot than I've originally picked out. Like, is he in a brothel or some kind? There's a lot of sexy times happening back. Like, I don't know what type of party this is, but I guess, you know, hey, The Witcher. I mean, Geralt is a player. He is a player. So I guess they might be translating that into the series.
No matter what you choose.
All right, we're seeing some fighting. Actually, I love going frame by frame. Just, you can really break this down. But it is a bit blurry. All right, well, at least he's holding his sword in the correct, grip this time. And he hits someone. He's like, oh, we see that weird kind of disc. There's a weird circular disc. I was like, I kind of saw indications on the pictures in my previous videos. Like, what is that? And we see there is a weird disc on the one side of his sword. Did he even touch the guy? It didn't even look like, okay, maybe it's off thinking he knocks it, but then the guy's going flying. It's good armor though. He's wearing Geralt's just wearing some nice undone fancy doublet by the look of it. Two-handed strike, and we don't see the strike. It's just, okay, yeah, so basic action-y stuff here. People cheering and then people charging. Let's really see this. Hey, we see some hoes and picks and everything. So, peasant rebellion, clearly. You know why? Because they're all covered in mud. Peasants, that's exactly, because peasants they didn't know the concept of bathing at all. Like, you know, just they happy to stink to high heaven and never wash. And that's how you can tell if they're peasants. Like, the nobility, you know, they made a law that peasants were not allowed to bathe, so they could be clearly seen as nobility and the peasants could be clearly seen as peasant, because you've got to maintain the hierarchy. And see, nobles. Ooh, okay, more fight. Sorry. Oh, I was going to say, who is this guy fighting? You know, the guy who's like, is doing this arrow right there. Who is he fighting? But no, is that Geralt? Is that, I don't know, he's got the hair like Geralt. Maybe he's fighting it, but the stance is, sorry. This is like a clear example of like extras not knowing how to fight at all. One's head up here, one head up, completely open on the front. It's like, just, you know. And this guy's just hanging back, being chill. Oh. Yeah, it is a breastplate. I'm just hanging a bit low. Sorry, that guy right there. Look at his footwork. It's like he's straddling a horse and is walking so much. Same with that guy over there. I don't know, like, they're not Nilfgaardian, but whoever the people that, you know, the country they're representing, they're clearly trained in the horse stance of sword fighting.
Come out.
Elves with no pointy ears. Oh, what is the Witcher doing? Is he doing his magic? Is this a magic thing right here? But we don't get to see. So like, and yeah, you know, like the face. That's a Witcher face. Like I'm willing to Cavill. Yes, yeah, I can. He's the Witcher. Ooh, bigger magic, lightning magic. Use the Force. Do it. Not as scary as the Cats trailer. Ooh, he's just downed one of his drugs right there. You can tell. Bring it on. Okay. There we have it. Is there an after Netflix logo thing? No, that's not. It's just the actress. So, all right, that's the Netflix Witcher trailer. And look, from some of the concerning things that we're already seeing, this has made me a bit more positive for The Witcher. There were some things to be concerned, but Cavill with this trailer, he's won me over. He's my Witcher. I'm on board with old Cavill. And it was good to see some more accurate, depictions of armor and stuff. Couldn't really see how the fighting. Well, we saw some stances, but those are extras. Okay, we're gonna have to break down the fighting for Cavill when we actually see the series. Magic, we didn't really find out anything about the story, but it was enough to make me a little bit more positive than what I saw from the teaser images and also certain other concerning things earlier on. We saw the Nilfgaardian bull trap. That's a really, but I already knew of it, and so I guess it couldn't sour my mouth from seeing it, a second time because it was already soured. So it was kind of like there's nowhere else but to go but up from where it was at. So, okay, it still might be good. It actually, the Witcher series might turn out to be hopefully better than what I feared, and the trailer has helped me out. So, just some thoughts as well, going very frame by frame. Tell me what you think. What are you thinking about what the trailer is indicating for the Witcher series? Love to read your comments in the comment section below. And, of course, I hope to see you in the next video. So, until that time, farewell.